Good morning, everyone. Good morning. So, shall we start the session? Yes, in the last class we have finished with the chapter number 3, chapter number 2, that is the hardware. Now, I'm going to start with the chapter number 3. Yeah, I'm going to start with the chapter number 3, that the chapter number 3 is the hardware or software. So, let's begin with this chapter or wait for others. Okay, so wait for others. Now, shall we start? Okay, so what are the various learning objectives in this chapter? That means what we are going to study after this chapter, that is chapter number 3. So first one is to define the term of software. What is software, how it is used, and why we are using the software. So that is defining the term software. That describes the two primary categories of software. What are the two categories of the software in which we are using software? That may be application software or system software. Then describe the role ERP, that is enterprise relationship. Yeah, program, that software, how it plays a role in the organizations. Then describe the cloud computing and its advantages and disadvantages for use in the organization. That is, what is the cloud computing and what are the various advantages and the disadvantages, why it is used in the organization. Then define the term open service or open source and identify its primary characteristics. That means what are the various primary characteristics, what are the various open source categories that is used to identify the sources that is available within the primary characteristics. So these are the various we can say the learning objective that is available in this chapter. So first one is the introduction, that is the second component of an information system is a software. So first component we have discussed, that is the hardware. Second component is software. And what is the difference between the hardware and the software? Software is intangible in nature and hardware is tangible in nature, right? And software is a set of the instruction that tells the hardware what to do, how to do. That means what to do with the concept, with the CPU, with the memory, that is what to do. And software is created through the process of the programming, that is created with the process of programming that is doing in detail in more, and without software the hardware will not be functioning. So there is a relationship between the hardware and the software. When we are using the software, so hardware must be required to install the or use the software. And when we are talking about the hardware, without software hardware does not nothing, or without hardware there is no use of the software. Everything or both are the essential for a computer, that is the hardware and the software. Now next is what are the various categories of the software, that is the types of software. So software can be broadly divided into two categories. One is operating system, one is the application software. Operating system means system software in simple terms. So this is the user. Then there is the applications, operating system, hardware. User, application, operating system, and the hardware. So these are the two categories of the software: operating system and the application software. Now, what is the operating system? That manage the hardware and create the interface between the user and the hardware. That means operating system manage the hardware. It is a user interface that provides a user interface and creates the interface between the user and the hardware. So this manage the hardware and creates the interface between user and the hardware. And application software is the category of the program that do nothing useful for the user. That means that do nothing. That means that is not doing that do something useful for the user. So one is operating system that acts as a mediator between the hardware and the user, and the application software, that is a category of the program that do something useful for a user. Then next one is the operating system. Now, operating system provides several essential functions that includes managing the hardware resources of the computer. So what are the various hardware resources that is available within the system? So that manage the hardware resources of the computer. Then providing the user interface component. That is, what are the various components that is provided out? So what are the various, we can say the interfaces, what are the various components that is provided by the user? So providing the user interface components. Then providing a platform for the software developer to write the application. That is, how to write the application, or what are the various categories by which we can write the applications. So providing a platform for the software developers to write applications in the hardware. So these are the three essential functions that is required by the operating system. First is managing the hardware resources, then providing the user interface components, then providing a platform for the software developer to write the application. And all the computing devices run an operating system. And for the personal computer, the most popular operating systems are the Microsoft Windows. This is one of the most popular operating system that is known as the Microsoft Windows, Apple OS, and the different versions of the Linux. Smartphones and the tablets also run operating system as well as. That means these are also the operating system. This also contains the operating system. So operating system is required in each and every electronic thing we can say, like smartphone, tablets that have Apple iOS, Google Android, Microsoft Windows Mobile, and the BlackBerry Mobile. So these are the various mobile that contains the operating system, that is the system software, that is the OS. And early personal computer operating systems were as simple as by using by the today's standards. They did not provide multitasking and require the user to type the commands to initiate an action. And the amount of memory that early operating system could handle was limited as well. So amount of memory is limited as well, making the large program impractical to run. And the most popular of the early operating system was IBM's disk operating system, or the DOS, which was actually developed for them by the Microsoft. And in 1984, the Apple introduced a Macintosh computer that also features an operating system with the graphical user interface. So that Macintosh provides the using operating system with the GUI, that is the graphical user interface. So it will be available within the GUI that is used, or we can say it contains the drag and drop facilities. Everything is the graphical user interface. And though not the first graphical operating system, it was first one to find the commercial success. That means there's a commercial success in the organization also. In 1985, Microsoft also released the first version of the Windows, and this version of Windows was not an operating system, but it is an application that runs on the top of the DOS operating system that provides a graphical environment. And it was quite limited and had little commercial success, and it was until the 1990 release of the Windows 3.0 that is provided with the graphical user interface. And there are few concepts that is available with the operating system. Now the features also include some multitasking, virtual memory, voice input that have become the standard features of both the operating system. And the third operating system, or the personal computer operating system family that is gaining a popularity, is the Linux. That third one is a Linux. And it is a version of the Unix operating system that runs on the personal computer. That means this runs on the personal computer that is used by the Linux. And Unix is an operating system used by the scientists and the engineers on the large microcomputer. So this is used by the large microcomputers. And these are very expensive computers, and software developer Linus Torvalds wants to find a way to make the Unix run on the less expensive personal computer. That means the most of the persons want that this will be available with the Linux that will be used with the operating system to make the arrangements, to make the issues in the operating system that makes the software run in the operating system. So Unix runs on the less expensive personal computer, and Linux was a result. And Linux has many variations, and also knows that how there will be a large percentage of the web developer is used in this. And it's also an example of the open source software that is used in this chapter. Now this is the example. There's a logo that is available for the Linux. Now next is, are you a Mac? Are you a PC? That means what is the difference between the personal computer and the Mac? And ever since its introduction in the 1984, users of the Apple Macintosh have been quite based or biased about their preferences, but their preferences how the Macintosh will be used and how it will be used over the Microsoft. When the Microsoft introduced the Windows, Apple that claimed that they copied for the look and feel. That means whenever there is a Apple, whenever there is a Windows that appears, so Microsoft appears that they copy their look and feel of this one. And in the end, Microsoft successfully defined themselves. That is not, we're not copied that parts, but the drag and drop facilities are the very good part that is used with the Microsoft and the Apple. And over the past few years, Microsoft and Apple have traded the bars with each other and each claiming to have a better operating system and the software. While when we are using the Microsoft that holds the largest market share. Nowadays also the Microsoft also captured the largest market share, and Apple has become the favorite of artists, musicians and the technology. So whosoever who wants to use the technology at a very fast speed, that is used by the, or that is using the Apple. And Apple also introduces a lots of computers to the elementary education, that is schools, therefore gaining among the younger generation, that is Apple. Now, next question is, why is Microsoft software so dominant in the business world? Why there is a requirement of the Microsoft software? So Microsoft soon found itself with a dominant personal computer operating for businesses, and as the network personal computer began to replace the mainframe computer, there is a primary way of computing or using the computing inside the businesses. And it has become, or it became essential for the Microsoft to give the businesses the ability to admin and secure their network. And Microsoft developed the business level server product to go along with their personal computer products, thereby providing a complete business solution. And so now the saying goes that no one ever got fired for buying the Microsoft. So we have done with the first part, that is a operating system. Now next is so we're done with the first part of the software, that is operating system, that means system software. Now any doubt in this system software? What is the meaning of system software? What is the meaning of operating system? What is software? What are the two categories of the software? That is the system software and the application software. Any doubts? Anyone? Next part is the application software. Now, what is application software? That may be any app, any application that we are using. For example, Word, Excel, these are the various apps that is used, that is known as the application software. Now, the second category of the software is the application software. So the second major category of the software is application software, and application software is essentially software that allows the user to accomplish some goals or purpose. That is, what are the various goals, what are the various purpose that is essential for the application software. For example, if you have to write a paper, you might use application software that is a MS Word. That means any documentation part that you are doing, that is done by the Microsoft Word, that is also applications. For example, if you write to same example, and if you want to listen to the music, you might use the iTunes, any software tools or any songs tool that is available over the internet, or that is available in your system. And to surf the web, you might use the Internet Explorer or the Google Chrome, Firefox, anything. Even a computer game could be also considered application software. So whatever the app, whatever the software that is installed for the application, that is known as the application software. And whenever there is a new type of digital devices invented, there are a small group of technology that is used, that you will or who will purchase it just for the joy of figuring out how it works. And slowly it begins for the application, that is one that becomes so essential that large number of people can develop, large number of people can get the application of this one. And for the purpose of the personal computer, the killer application was the spreadsheet. And whenever I talk about the VisiCalcs, the first personal computer spreadsheet was introduced over there. That is Calci, that is the calculation part. The next one is a productivity software. So along with the spreadsheet, several other software application are also standard out for the palace, and these application, also known as the productivity software, also shows the employees to complete their daily work. And some of the applications, some of the, we can say, the popular software applications, that is the application software listed over here. The first part that is given of the, we can say the popular software including for the word processing. So this class of software provides for the creation of the written document. Whatever the written document we are taking out, whatever the documentation that we are taking out, that is the written document, that is a word processing. And functions include the ability to type and edit the text, format the font and the paragraph, add, remove and delete text throughout the document. And most of the modern word processing programs also have ability to add the tables, images, and various layouts format features to the document. And word processors also save their documents as electronic files in a variety of the formats. By far, the most popular word processing package that is available in the MS Word, which saves its file in docx format. And this format can also be written by many other word processor packages also. Then second one is a spreadsheet, that is Excel. So one is MS Word, that is word processing. The next one is a spreadsheet, that is Excel. So this class of software provides a way to do the numeric calculation and the analysis. So the working area is divided into the rows and the columns where users can enter the numbers, text or formulas. And it is a formula that makes a spreadsheet popular and also allows a user to develop the complex calculations that can change based on the number allocated. So whatever the number that is allocated, whatever the number that we are going to enter, that is based on the number, that is the calculation spreadsheet. And most of the spreadsheet also includes the ability to create the charts based on the data entered. Whatever the data that is entered, that is we are using the spreadsheet. That means in simple term, when we are talking about the Excel, that is used for the calculations, and there are multiple formulas that is also available in the Excel to increase the productivity of the software. Now this is the format that is available. We can say this is the extension, and this is the extension of the MS Word, that is docx, and this is the extension of the Excel, that is .xlsx. And just with the like with the word processor, many other spreadsheet packages can also be written into the file format. So one is the word processing, that is Word, then Excel, spreadsheet, then third one is a presentation. This is used to show to the large number of audience. So whenever we are talking about the PPTs, that is a presentation, that means if I want to project the same thing to a large number of audience, that is presentable by the PowerPoint. This is also the application software. And harkening back to the days of the overhead projectors and the transparencies, this also allows to create a set of the slides that can be printed or projected on a screen. And user can also add the text, images or media elements to the slide. Microsoft PowerPoint is the most popular software that is used right now with extension .pptx. And some Office suites includes other types of software also. For example, Office includes Outlook as its email package and OneNote for the information gathering collaboration tool. And Microsoft also popularized the ideas of the Office solution or Office Software Productivity Bundle with the release of the Microsoft Office, and this package continues to dominate the market, and most businesses expect the employees to know how to use this software. That is, how to use this software, what are the expectations that the employee needs from this software. However, many competitors to the Microsoft Office do exist and are compatible with the file format that is used by the Microsoft. And recently, the Microsoft has begun to offer web applications, web versions of their Office suite. And similarly to the Google Drive, this suite also allows a user to edit and share the documents online using the cloud computing method. These are the various versions: Microsoft Office, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, Apple iWork, Pages, Number, Keynotes, OpenOffice. So these are the various parts of this one.